Alrighty.
Welcome everyone to VR Jungle, a Havoc podcast. This is the new season 3. I guess we're doing a season 3 because things were going to be changed. I'm your host, Geralty. Over here is obviously our lovely naked co-host, Pickle Ostrich. And as you can see now, we are going to start having actual guests come on for season 3. That's why we decided to make it kind of special. And it's DAMAGEX from VREL, or is it just for real, or is it for real, or like sometimes some people have English accents to it. But anyways, you want to take it over, pretty much say who you are, what you do for them, and all the extra fun stuff.
Hey guys, my name is DAMAGEX, also known as Scott. You can call me Scott. I am the CEO and president of VREL, and I am also the business relations director. So I'm the guy that puts together all of the cool sponsors and all that stuff, and I handle pretty much day-to-day enterprise business operations alongside Dissertory, who's the COO and the director of leagues.
So
VREL.
Yeah, and I play in it. Havoc's been. I think they have. Right now we have a team in contractors and we have a gun raiders team. I don't know if we're probably going to try and find a Pavlov team. And then anything else you continue on, we definitely try and find teams to play. And you guys have a pretty well established website. But how long was it in the works before it kind of really happened?
Dissertory had put together the team as you see it besides me, and it took him about 4 years to find everybody to put together. It's been that long in the making. Wow. And once he met me and he found out my background and what I've done in my life, it all sort of clicked, and I had it up and running to what you see pretty much now within a month.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm a worker, man. I'm an entrepreneur. Have been since I was 15. So I don't sleep, especially when I have a new project, and I like to stay busy. So
yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. But sure. How you been doing over there, Pickle? How was your week?
My week was all right. I did a lot of drawing. I got, on Twitch I made like that $100, so I got my first payout and bought a drawing tablet. So I've been messing with that, but nothing too.
That's fun.
Crazy from
Imagine if you had DAMAGEX here, his work ethics, how much you get done in a month.
I mean, I'm actually learning quite a bit. Drawing and messing around. Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting.
Oh, I bet. Because if you didn't know this, DAMAGEX, he also does a fun little YouTube sketch thing. He also used to stream. He plays on. I don't know. There's not much going on with our what's the game that we played, Larsenauts. He was probably one of the number one bow wielders in VR, and
there's some stuff coming for Larsenauts. Just sit back and wait.
Is there though?
Oh yeah.
So
I can promise you from the meetings I've had with the developers, it's coming.
Good, and then, that's what we've been kind of waiting for, because I don't know if you knew this about this, but Havoc has the best team in the world. And, not like there's very much competition for us to really say, like, that's a really good achievement. Right. But, we definitely have had probably the best players. But then again, I think there's a lot of things that, if you want to talk about some large stunts, we could definitely go on some rants about. Because we've been there since day one. We play tested it. We didn't really play test it because we had actual Greg on here in season 1 before I had Pickle as a co-host, and we kind of talked about the game, and he said his main people that he had to go to for COVID was his whole family to beta test it and everything. And I'm just like, I get it, you had to do what you had to do at those times to get a game out. Mm-hmm. But I'll trust you after seeing what you have done for developing this league and everything. You got my strong opinion on your word then, so because I'll be excited for it.
Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. I promise. We sat down with those guys. I want to say month and a half ago, and we sat down and we talked about what we can do as far as VREL, as far as bringing competition forward for Larsenauts, and we shared our input and what we would like to see, and they very much echoed that, and that they already have been in the works on making those changes. And it's coming. It's coming. It's going to take a little bit of time, but when it does, it's gonna rock the world, and it's definitely going to be front and center on VREL.
Yeah, good. So like, what does it take you to even want to even bring a game into VREL? Like, does it have to have the playability? Are you just like, so like for instance, say like Knock, it came out and man, there's a mother load of leagues that just came out of the woodwork. You're like, that's not gonna last. That's not gonna last. But then, you know, a lot of people like me that own an organization, we wait for you to make the move before I even decide of like where I'm really going.
You know, I want to see somebody come out and listen. I own a video game studio, so and I'm looking at all this happen too, right? Same as you.
Mm-hmm.
And I see something come out like Knock, which had a lot of hype and a lot of buzz around it, and that's exactly what it was. There's a lot of hype and a lot of buzz. They need to do some stuff. Like, if you can take 9 to 12 months to develop a game and you can't put it in a spectator mode, then what are you doing, in my opinion? So I'm going to look for somebody that takes the time and is geared towards that really esports competitive scene. And there's only a few games out there like that. Dave over at Pavlov, Gun Raiders is definitely heading that direction, adding some things that they need. Contractors, Lawn and them at Contractors, are the best game on VR in my opinion. So I think for me in District Tori to pull the trigger on a new game along with his assistant director Pesky Cashew, these guys are super experienced, like from the start of VR. Competitive leagues, like they've been around since the beginning, District Tori and the Leftovers, and when they can play a game and say, okay, this is going to be good, like that's when we're going to pull the trigger. Like we played Knock is fun, just we're not there yet. And there's other games that came out that people are like, oh, you got to host this, like we're not there yet. It's coming, but it's not worth our time yet.
No, I can definitely see that. It's like, you know, you don't want to put your time and especially your development of creating rules and getting teams and, you know, just the fact that you have to put more stuff on the website. You know, I run a website and, you know, I'm ashamed to say this, but it's probably not even up to date to where it needs to be because, you know, I have a day-to-day real life and stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's behind. But yeah, so that's why, like, me trying to find a Knock team, like, I told people, like, all the time, like, I create these ticket systems for you to try out a team, but now I'm not going to make a team instantly, or that's what I'm going to be gung-ho on. I'm probably going to stretch it out within, like, a 3 to 6 month radius. Like, I'm not going to... No game can come straight out of VR and is good the first year.
Nope, not at all.
You know,
I can tell you that. As a developing one, no. Never happened.
Exactly, and, you know, it's like, even like Population 1, yeah, did it have its fling right off the bat, but even now, you're seeing that the developers still kind of make some mistakes, making things go further. And sometimes they make things really good and make things really beautiful, but I think that's all about learning it. I think the game, like, I don't know how much you believe in being purchased out by Facebook or becoming just an indie developing game, but I think some of the most beautiful VR games are indie games and not bought from Facebook, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely lots of good indies out there to play in VR, you know.
I mean, a lot of things... It all depends on what you want to be called indie. Like, I'm not saying, like, straight up no things at all. Like, so, like, the people that make Blast On, you know, they're not really considered indie because they have Revolution that I think are the creators.
Yeah, Resolution.
Yeah, Resolution, that's right. So, that's what I mean, like, not full-blown indie to this sense where you have no one helping you.
Right.
But, yeah, so I'm interested with the Larsonaut stuff for sure. But... Man, I didn't know. So for real, because I know that all the leagues that I've seen so far, and you know, just the big one, you know, not to compare it all, but really, there's only really been one. There's only been really one, which was VRML, and you know, I've seen them make a lot of like mistakes and stuff like that, and it's like, but I'm not seeing the same development that you guys just came out. You guys just came out of the woodworks and said, hey, this is us now, and you guys already have a crap ton of sponsors. Like, how do you go about that to come from literally nothing, or is it literally just a team of VR enthusiasts, really good people with backgrounds, just to say, hey, here we are? Is that pretty much what you did?
Yeah, so we had a great team, man, from the get-go, like directly from the start of enthusiasts and really known people. I mean, Proper D is probably one of the coolest creators I know with a lot of connections. my assistant director, who's over business relations, Michael Dufresne. The guy has so many connections in the VR world, and I come from the entertainment business where I actually had a talent agency in Hollywood, and made a lot of contacts, represented a lot of actors, athletes, musicians, stuff like that. So I had a lot of connections, and when I got brought on, it was just the magic sort of just happened. Like we all sat down, we talked about it for a couple of weeks, and then we just had a baby, and that's basically what it was. Like it was just born, and all it did was taking people, really contacting people, and giving them our plan, because they knew us already as people. And they had seen what other leagues are doing. I'm not knocking any other league. I hope every other league succeeds, and I love competition. I'm a competitive person, and I will stay up all night to show you that I'm better than you, but shake your hand at the end of the competition, right? And tell you thank you. Yeah. But when the biggest question they had for us is, how are you going to handle the toxicity of VR? Like when I sat down with my meeting with G Fuel, the chief marketing officer of G Fuel, he said, VR is known for toxicity. Yep. How are you going to handle that? And I told him what I'm going to do. He said, give me till tomorrow. And the next morning I had an email say, hey man, here's your discount code. We are very happy to sponsor VREL. Let's do it. And that's pretty much how it with everybody.
Blew my mind, dude. You know, you are probably one of the very few people in probably the past 5 years that landed a G Fuel kind of sponsorship. That's unheard of. Unheard of.
I mean, if you're going to host an esports league, you might as well have the official drink of esports, right?
Very true. Like, when I saw that, I'm just like, man, I go to someone from G Fuel working with them or something. Like, that's nutty.
No, it just took a lot of years of me working in my craft before this, and setting a standard of myself as prior military, prior law enforcement. I have a set of standards I live life by, and I operate my business by. I have a moral code. I'm also a free accepted Mason. Like there are things you do in life as a man and as a person that will set you up for the rest of your life if you start doing it now and you hold yourself a certain way. And when you make those connections and you show these people, this is who I am inside and out, here are my intentions in life.
Yep.
Then those people automatically gravitate towards you. And that's just the way the business world works. A lot of the people come out here and you see how it happens when we announced the Pop One League, and it got announced a little early, which that's fine. We dealt with it. We're still pushing forward strong, but all the trolls came out of the woodwork.
For sure.
And the first thing I'm going to do, and no, nothing against ARC or anybody else. We've sat down with Big Box. We've got their support.
Yeah.
If you really read Big Box's EULA, you have to actually get written permission to host a league or a tournament of their game. We're the only league or tournament with that written permission. So it's like when we sit down and we come at things in a certain direction, it's, hey, this is who we are. This is what we want to do. And we're not going to deal with any bull crap. And we don't care how big you are, what your name is, or if you're this big of a streamer. If you're going to be a certain way, we don't want that in our community. Take your toxicity somewhere else. Do it on your stream. We are a professional esports organization. We are trying to make VR a main stage event as it should be. And if you don't want that for your community, then you don't need to be in the community.
Exactly. And
there's too much toxicity as there is, and we're just not the place for it. We're just not.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what got Havoc to be noticed by a lot of people that wanted to write either an article about us or just like even bring me on to like their podcast, is that our motto is completely, to remove toxicity from the VR world. Like, I don't tolerate it at all. Like, I've removed some of the greatest players in some of the games because they were either harassing some woman on, stream, saying dumb stuff in someone's Discord server. If it comes back to me, first of all, you probably shouldn't be doing it anyways. I do let some things slide because at the end of the day, sometimes people do make mistakes, but there is lines that you cannot cross, like going into the Discord and calling a whole bunch of people like the N-word. Like, right. That's definitely, you're going to be kicked off the team for. Like, I don't care, what race you are, and if it's even appropriated in your culture. I'm sorry, that's just not. That's a guideline that's held in their rules, and so your culture's out the window when you go into a Discord and you say, hey, I approve of these rules I'm going to follow. If I get word of that, you're done.
100%. Yeah. That's really what drew a lot of these sponsors to us, and a lot of these developers that I talk to on a daily basis, including the guys at Golf Plus. Like, I have so many developers we talk to that we're on this new system we're about to release. And we have a great financial Like we're set. We're great. We are projecting in the future. We are creating the very first NBA of VR gaming, and that's our goal.
Cool.
So it's a good time, man. I enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
but you have anything to add before I can go? I can ask 1,000 questions. But Pickle, you have anything specifically you wanna ask him? Dive into anything?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about like, what's it take to run a league, and like what made you want to do it in the first place, stuff like.
So my first business I ever started, I was 15,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually started a gaming league
Oh,
for
cool.
flat screen, and it got sponsored by Sega. A year later, I sold it for a shit ton of money. Well, a shit ton of money for a 15-year-old is less than 100K.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm 30. I'm 37 now, and I was 15 then. I signed a 10-year no compete. I went into the police department. I went into the army. Started my agency after that, and then met District Tory, and it just lit the fire under my ass again to do a league. Like I caught that passion again, right? And it takes a hell of a lot of patience, and sometimes stepping away. And really, as long as you can align yourself with great people that will make great decisions, even when you're not around, you will succeed. And that's really what we have here, all the way down to the staff members. Even as much as I hate to admit this, because I know he's probably listening, but TPG Dog is probably one of my favorite staff members.
Don't give him that credit.
Yeah, I know, man. I'll make sure I tell him I'm lying in DM. I didn't really mean it. We harass each other pretty hard in DM, but I really like that guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's learning how to be a leader, and he's going to do great things in his life. And if you can bring on people like that and help prop them up and help build them up and give them business advice and stuff like that, like you're only helping people succeed in the future, even when they separate from your organization.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's what we've done with a lot of our staff. We've been selective. We haven't just let anybody come in. And we put people in the places that needed to be put in. And sometimes we had to bump them down a spot, so put somebody else in that spot. And so that original person could learn a little bit more. And it's working out. And literally all I'm taking is what I learned in the military.
Yeah.
That's all I did in my life. I've directed what I learned how to be a leader in the military, and I've applied it to civilian life. And it works. It'll work in any environment.
Oh,
it sets you up to succeed.
100%. We have our manager for Larson was Contra. He was a military background, and I talked to him. I go, hey, he's like, how do you want me to treat this? I go, treat it as if you're, like you're saying, like you were in your platoon. Like you gotta, if you're gonna have a good team, who's gonna have your back? That's all you gotta see
100%.
about this. It's like if you don't like the person, they're not on the team. It's simple as that. Like they might be good, but if you all don't jive, is he gonna get your ass in the end of the day? Probably not. So find people that are gonna back you.
Yeah.
And like you said, fill people with the good surroundings. And it's just like that's why I like creating havoc. I've seen a lot of shitty people come into my organization, and it's just like, I'm sorry, like we're just not jiving. We have to part our ways. Like I used to make people's logos. I used to help them find more teams. And I go, here you go. Here's a league for you. You're just not going to do it with me.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I totally get that. And you definitely, though, I think the biggest thing though is you want to avoid like yes men, stuff like that. You want people to give you straight up honest opinions.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah, I like people that are going to challenge me. I like to be challenged. I say the same thing when people ask me advice, because I've been divorced twice. I'm on my third marriage, and this is the one that stuck. And my motto when my friends ask me, especially some of my younger clients from the agency, like, oh, how do you deal with it? I'm like, listen, if the person that you are with or the people that surround you do not challenge you to be better every single day, those are not the people you want in your life.
Yeah.
That's true. Totally
agree with that. And so it sounds like you have it sounds like VREL is going to be around for a little while, and I really appreciate the fact that you all are trying to keep the toxicity out of VR, which I think eventually, as things get bigger, I think the main reason why it's so toxic is because in the early days you pretty much had like an Xbox type PlayStation battle where it was like, hey, I have a freaking PC VR, you have a shitty freaking Oculus Silo thing, my graphics are better, then people are coming in and they're just like, hey, we've been here since the very beginning, since like the freaking NES freaking thing, like it was like 10 times the size of your head, like they have big chips on their shoulder, and you have these
Yeah.
all these
Mhm.
younger people that are coming in, and it also doesn't help that the age range is from 13 to 50. Like we have 6-year-olds probably mining rocks right now in their nursing bed, because they love to mine rocks. But um, what is your guys' age? Like, is it 13? Because I know even when people ask me, like, what's the youngest you can be in Havoc, I go, look, our guidelines through Oculus and being on the headset is 13 years old. So if you can show that you're not going to be
Yeah.
immature, you can be in here. But I think you're
So for
16, right?
VREL you can play at 13.
Mm-hmm.
But to
Mhm.
be a staff member, we do require people to sign an NDA, a binding NDA, and you cannot be less than 18 years of old to be a staff member, because legally, even if your parents would sign with you, I cannot enforce said NDA upon you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, it has to be 18 because we do have a lot of stuff in the works, a lot of hidden channels. The new site coming out in mid-August, like that stuff we're trying to keep under wraps, and it wasn't literally. Unfortunately, it was population one. Like staff member was screenshotting stuff from the staff chat, so it was
Mhm.
like and sent out to people. It was like, all right, cool, locking this down, NDA. We learned a lot with the population one community.
Oh,
So
and trust me, and it's such a tight knit thing. It's like being in a small town because I guarantee I know exactly who it is. I'm not gonna say it, but just knowing
yeah,
the community and what we've dealt with, because there's been like 4 different leagues in there, and like we even had a Discord for the longest time. Which, what was it called, Pickle? It was like,
Population one for community for everyone,
no, that not
something like
that was
that.
mine. That was mine. I'm talking about the
Oh.
really toxic one. It was literally called the Sweats of Population One, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah.
was
Yeah.
just the most brutal
People would just
attacking of each other I've ever
um,
seen in my life. It's what like a lot of the leagues came out of. Like, in order to create a league back in the day, you pulled from these sweat groups, and you're like, all right, let's
right.
go ahead and take some really highly competitive dingleberries. Let's be nice, and put them in a league and see if they don't fight each other.
that's great, actually. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's gonna happen. Like, I've seen a lot of leagues come and go, fall. I've seen a lot of teams come and go. But I know besides VREL, you also play in the leftovers for contractors. Is that all they do, is contractors?
Oh man, they're part of pretty much every game. They were
Yeah.
play testing population one
Mhm.
before it was released. Leftovers been around for a long time. So, but right now, what I play for them is contractors. I'm also one of the not a founding member, but I'm a part of the the cool kids squad
Okay.
there with the leftovers of the main guys. But we play pretty much everything. You've got guys I think that are playing in VRML right now in Onward or Pav. I think Distritory is going to restart the Pavlov team as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it should be fun. We play pretty much everything. Like, so I don't. We're not just one little group, and we have so many different teams. We're sort of like Havoc, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to that, like, because we have the leftovers reheated, we have the leftovers reheated, leftover Legion. So like anybody that's a TL Merc, a leftover Merc, like they can start up a team if they're voted in as a Merc, and they can take it to whatever game they want. So we're pretty much everywhere. We've been around since I think Proper D and Mr. Green. I was telling you before we started here, I'm trying to remember the game it was. I'd have to look back through Discord, but they won a DreamHack tournament over in the UK, like one of the first ones ever done. And they represented the leftovers wearing our jerseys and our team name. Like they've been doing it since the start. I'm very blessed to come in and be accepted by these guys, because a lot of us are prior military as well, and I just fell right in with them, and we had the same mindset and the same drive, and I've been accepted, and I enjoy the hell out of it. I really love practices, and I love playing with them, and we're a very cohesive unit. And a lot of them are on staff over at VREL just because of how close we are, and we know what kind of people they are.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of the leftovers people, but I know like and I haven't had a lot, but every interaction with like property or anything has been pretty pleasant. He's a really cool guy, and I like a lot of the leftovers
I'm telling you, man,
players.
over VREL, I could get rid of every single person, including myself. But without Infish and Proper D,
Hmm.
and like nutmeg, like VREL would not sustain.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, they're just such vital pieces of our community. And I like to give props where they're due. And property just bends over completely backwards and never asks for a single thing. Even though
Hmm.
he gets stuff without asking for it, like it's just he just cares. And that's really it's a passion project for so many people. Um,
Yeah, and he makes
but
good
yeah,
content. I've seen some of his content. Like I think he
so,
was one of the most like original VR content creators. Right? I've heard so
yeah,
much about him.
yeah. Yeah, he stepped away a little bit from the content creation. He's not really creating anymore due to some personal stuff.
Yeah.
But I do believe he will be back to it before we know it here very soon. Yeah, he's great. Even with my game, man, that I'm making right now, like I hit him up, and he's made our video intro screen that you'll see when you boot up the game on the Quest Store, and all that. He's just involved. He loves
Yeah.
games. He loves VR. Like it's insane to meet somebody with that type of passion. Even Districtory, like he doesn't consider himself good at a game until he puts 3,000 hours in movement training. Like
Yeah.
it's insanity. Like they're insane, but I love them.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, they sound like a good team. And you mentioned that you are creating a game. Is there anything that you would want to share about that? Talk about it, like maybe like what genre it is or anything. I mean, I know some people get kind of iffy if it's still in the kind of really beta works, but
So we're still in development. We'll be released by March 2023. We got some financial backing from Phoenix Community Capital, who also is a financial backer over at VREL. And it's going to be sort of inspired by DayZ Tarkov kind of a thing. We're the first people
Oh,
to do it, I think, in VR. So besides like Green Hell, and it's not anything like that. It's going to be a FPS survival called Ghosts of Tabor, and it is. We're actually on Twitch, and we do share.
why does
Or
that
on
sound
Twitter. I'm
familiar?
sorry.
so maybe
Have I
thinking
seen something
Ghost of
about it?
Tsushima.
No, I doubt.
You may.
But man, you sure I haven't seen anything about for it? Never. You guys posted a picture of it?
There have been pictures posted on Twitter, and TPG has seen it, so maybe he showed you.
Okay, because I think I've seen stuff on Twitter because I run the social media for stuff. So half the time have retweeting stuff is because I'm on there scrolling.
Yeah. At Ghost of Tabor.
Okay.
So we're gonna release on. We've already talked. We're releasing on Epic. We're releasing on Steam.
Okay.
We're releasing on the Metastore, and we're also even gonna have our own independent launcher for people that don't want to buy on any. So that on PCVR. So, and we have about 9 employees. Infish, who is our main dev over at VREL, is also our lead software developer over at Ghost of Tabor. He works directly for me. So he's a full-time employee of mine. We actually stole the lead developer for Surreal, that was the big VR developer for Epic. We stole him away from them. Yeah, so yeah, we're having a good time, man. Like we're making games. We've got 6 games in the shoot. Like we're ready. Like it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
go ahead, Pickle. What were you gonna
I
say?
think it, personally, that's kind of interesting to hear because I've been, looking for like Daisy in VR, so that's actually that kind of scratches my itch.
Yeah, it'll be
I do.
coming. Let me know, and so send me a DM, and in July we start open alpha testing, and I'll get you an alpha key.
Definitely.
All right, bet.
I will definitely play that because I love anything survival.
Mhm.
Like it almost reminds me of playing hours of like Ark stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was another one that came out recently that got a lot of good tension, but it was only on PC, and it was like you couldn't even see your own people that you're with, so you had to be like really like hearing like where your teammates are at, because you can actually kill your teammate and they get all their stuff looted.
Yeah, friendly fire will be a thing here.
Sweet, that's definitely cool
Oh yeah,
stuff.
you'll get some of those like classic
It's
Daisy
all about
clips where they get like
all about realism, man. That's what we're going for.
Yeah,
Down to the weapons, like everything's real.
Yeah,
Food,
that
hunger,
is
injuries. It's gonna be dope.
Definitely. I will definitely be messaging you for that to see if I can't get into that because I play test probably way too many games. That's why I get kind of distracted a lot. And it sucks because I have so many NDAs that I'm signed with. I'm like, I can't even talk about like half of them I'm doing. But the good thing is that being part of that, it really segues me to bring people on to talk about their game. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like let me be the first one. Like I think the other day we're actually allowed to talk about it. There's the game that we played a tournament in, and I was one of the very first people in the world to ever stream it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I
That's
was
really
very hyperactive. I was the shoutcaster, and I was screaming the whole entire time. It was a blast.
It's going, oh, oh.
So yeah, it seems like you have a lot of crazy stuff coming in your future, and especially in VR. Is there anything like just to kind of with VREL, like what's your guys' like main end goal? Just to be the biggest superpower league, or
No, we want to be we want to be a household name. No different than the SEA. I mean, when people think VR competition, we want them to think, oh, we're going to go play VREL. When developers develop a game with a VR aspect, they should DM us. We should be able to help them set that up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's so many great developers out there. There's so many great games that they need to make just one tweak, and they don't even see it. It's right in front of their face.
Yeah.
And if they would make that tweak, it would change everything about their game, the money they're making, their community. And I want to be the people that help other people succeed. So if we can do that, and listen, we don't even want to be a big superpower. Like, I want other leagues. You can't be a monopoly. Like, there has to be other VR leagues. Now, due to trademarking, there can only be one VREL, one VR esports league. But
right.
I'm all about other leagues. Like, we're sitting down beginning of June. We're flying out to Santa Clara, California, Silicon Valley, home of Facebook, Google. And we're going to the Augmented World Expo, AWE.
Nice.
It's the world's largest AR, VR tech expo. And Dissertori, our CEO, he'll be doing a panel speech alongside IVRL, VRML, like some other big names about VR esports and how to make it better and the organic growth of it and what we're doing and what they're doing, and to highlight how we're doing it better, but we still want them there.
Yeah, for sure.
And we want to collaborate. Like, I've spoke to IVRL, so is Dissertori. We're down to collaborate with those guys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
As long as we can do it the right way. But we're gonna sit down on that. We're also and then we're doing a playground. We'll have a 20-foot by 20-foot booth in the playground at AWE. No VR esports league has ever had this happen. This is the first year it's ever happened, and it's happening to us. So we're going to show people in the VR industry what it's like to play VR esports. And we got permission from Rad to do Echo, to host that as the game we're going to be using as Echo, official authorization to use that. And then on the closing ceremonies, we're actually hosting an on-stage casted competition that will be on our Twitch to show off esports on a stage in front of thousands of people that have never played VR esports, and we're going to play Echo. Like, the future is so bright. It's burning, and no one sees it. They're so focused on hating each other within VR and the VR esports between the leagues. They don't understand what they could do if they would come together with a common goal and mission, and you could literally take over ESEA. You could be bigger than ESEA. And I wish people would wake up and see the potential here and stop seeing the petty drama.
Yeah, there's definitely a market, and with VR being the new niche, to where within the next 5 years, I think the biggest console sold will probably be a VR headset. It's just going to get higher and higher, and the specs are just going to be getting even more nuttier, especially when the PSVR 2 comes out, or the MetaQuest 3.
The Index 2, man.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah, the new Index and stuff like that. Like, the specs are going to be gorgeous and beautiful. It's going to be a Ready Player world before we freaking know it,
Oh, 100%, yeah. I'm all about just sitting down and just, putting the chip in my head. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I get it, when I first got my very first headset, I wasn't even planning on getting a headset at all. I just wanted something because I couldn't find a PlayStation 5. And when I started playing competitively, like Population 1, I looked at this world, I'm just like, I don't care what I have to do, but I'm creating an esports organization. I wasn't old enough to be knowing what to do when I was, playing Call of Duty really good at that. I played on one of the top 10 teams in the world when it was the very first battle royale for Call of Duty, Blackout.
Oh, cool.
And so I had fun doing that, but I didn't have any of the know-how or say-so to actually create my own thing, create my website. I didn't know anything about development or anything. And then, I got older. I went to college. I'm like, hey, I could do this now, and this is new. I go, this is the time to make this.
Yeah.
And so, I have this, then I have this podcast, and then I have anything I can possibly do to get, esports out, being non-toxic, and then just finding leagues that I can talk about. That's why I told you, I talk about all the leagues on here. I'm not gonna be biased on anybody.
No, 100%. You shouldn't be.
No. Why should we be petty? Like, you all are doing good stuff. ARC's doing good stuff. VREL is doing good stuff.
Yeah.
Val is doing good stuff. We have NEPA Pro League. They're gonna be doing some crazy stuff.
NEPA's dope, man. I like their model.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm guessing you met Timber and all of them.
I've not. I've just done my research on my competitors.
Yeah.
That's really it. I've looked at their models, how they're doing, what their plans are, what their future goals are. Talk to people that may know them personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know your enemy.
Yeah.
You know your competitor. You know what I mean? Nothing personal against them. It's just business, and I just need to know what their out goal is because I know what mine is, and that's to change the scene, not to continue doing the same things they've been doing.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the good thing about not being the first. There is a plus being the first, and the good thing about coming in and just having a good team like you did is you get to see everyone's mistakes, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I'm not saying necessarily
100%.
that you're stealing. Like, you guys, I've not seen anything that is like, hey, to a T this. A league's a league. But, what you're going to have between your branding and your common interests, especially, what league can actually say that they're fully not toxic,
Me.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
Thank you for saying
just
that.
me.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know about IVRL. I know those guys. I know the reason they formed. So I don't know about that. But there's a lot of great leagues out there, man. Maybe the VR Party League, VRPL. They've been around for a couple
Val.
years.
I like Val, dude. I want to get in their fishing tournament.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's dope. We talked to Michael DeFresny. He talked to the guys over the fishing game, and we're actually debating that, thinking about maybe we'll start that league because I love to fish in real life. So I don't see why not. I think it'll be pretty relaxing because I live in Florida. I can fish whenever. It's always warm. But
yeah, we want to do a fishing podcast. We want to do fishing one day on there.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to host that game. To be honest with you, I think that would be such a cool and Gorilla Tag. I suck at that game so badly, but I would love to host a Gorilla Tag tournament just because the developer, he just made such a simple but fun flowing game that's super competitive. I would love to host a tournament. And we've got all these ideas out there, and it's we're pulling the trigger slowly, one by one. But you're really going to see a lot of changes mid-August. Well, once the contractors tournament ends. So the contractor season 1 ends mid-August. You'll see a complete website remodel from the back end up, everything back end, front end. Infish is working his little tail off for me full time, and it's it's gonna be great, man. I'm so excited. We're gonna have a lot of things, maybe some ESCA style profiling, all that kind of stuff. So
awesome.
It's gonna be dope. Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, and so far, we had our very first week 1 match casted by you all, and the person that casted it did a really good job, really focusing on people, letting people know that get clips out, they want clips so they can use for future content. And
you know who it was?
No, but I can get
Wes Nutmeg.
Yeah, I think it was Nutmeg.
No, dude, Nutmeg's a badass. He's one of the ones we couldn't do without. And he's actually a university professor, super smart guy.
Really.
And, great competitor and contractors. God, he's a dead eye. So yeah, he's a great caster. All the casters are great. Fog Cabin's new at it. We just had a new guy cast. I think he came from Onward, or Pavlov. I don't know his name, but I did catch a little bit of the cast. I was just traveling. And then Superior West from UMAD. I think he's on UMAD. Wes is such a good caster. I really enjoy everything he does. And then Pig on PC, that dude's a madman on a mic. So watching him pound we had G Fuel send him out a big care package, and he got like 4 or 5 like tubs of G Fuel, and he's sitting there drinking 3 or 4 shakers a stream. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna kill yourself. Like, you're going to die. Like, you need to stop. So yeah, he actually hosted our first pan off of 2022, and it was so cool because he's so just animated and just goes balls to the wall as hard as he can.
I tell people all the time, if you don't have good casters and you don't have good string quality and good branding, you know, your league is only as good as what you can show people.
Yeah, I agree. Ring Monster, he owns Ready Up. He is our person in charge of our casters. He does a great job finding them and getting them onboarded, and Nutmeg does too. Like, we're just one big, good, cohesive unit, man. We're just really lucky to be in the position that we're in right now.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I definitely agree with that. But I think it'd be fun before we kind of wrap stuff up to kind of do the lovely what grinds your gears for the week type thing. But you want to go ahead and be honors? Damn, do you have anything that really has ever grinded your gears this week that you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be necessary.
It doesn't have. It can just be fun. If you need a second, we'll go first. But if you got something,
I've got something, man. I've got something. So when I airlink testing our game, building our new builds every week, my PC has just decided before I can use Airlink, I have to restart it and my headset every single time before I can relaunch if I disconnect. Nice. And that is really grinding the shit out of my gears, having to restart my computer every freaking 20 minutes to test a new build. Yeah, that's really ticking me off. Thanks, Oculus.
I can see how that grind your gears, man.
That sounds like a total pain in the butt. You know, I've been looking into VR dev myself, and putting on and taking off the headset's annoying enough. You know.
Yeah. Get you a Bobo VR M2 Pro. You can actually flip it up. It's dope.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that strap. It actually like flips up in the front. Your headset will flip up in the air.
Oh,
it's great.
That's cool.
Wow, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. But that's almost like when I do the beta testing. Like, every time I do a beta test for somebody or an alpha test, they're like, if you own an Oculus, you have to literally re-download and download the new game. So I stopped doing it for Population 1 because it was a 10 gig download every week. I'm like, nope, I'm not. This isn't worth me seeing your one little gun flick that you just added.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore either. I don't blame you. It's just I remember that ground my gears one time too. We'll do this. So Contractors, not this update coming out, the one in beta now, but the one before. I did not read the message fully because I'm apparently not a very smart person at 2 a.m. And I downloaded the beta and I played it, and then I didn't read the part to uninstall and reinstall, and I missed the match because I had to reinstall my daggone Contractors to play on the standard version or the release version.
That is rough.
Yeah, not gonna do that with my game. So
yeah. So what do you got going on this week, Pickle Ostrich?
You know what grinds my gears?
Let's hear
is the Rift S. You know, this headset is a piece of crap. For anyone who hasn't had the pleasure of dealing with this thing, its microphone just randomly goes completely robotic, demonic. That's like other ways people have described it to me whenever it happens.
Just like just now?
Did it actually? No, you're trolling.
Yeah, no, I literally just got like a warble effect. Maybe that was just my connection.
No, that was probably something weird. Here, I'll switch to it. It's probably doing it right now.
All of a sudden, you just show your
All right,
full desktop.
can you guys hear me?
Oh wow,
we can hear you.
Real mono.
Is it messing up?
Yeah.
No, a little bit.
No. Oh, okay.
Whatever you just clicked, made my ears pop for some reason.
I just switched over, but you know what? I'll just talk in using the Rift S mic for this thing so you guys can hear it.
It sounds more like mono.
Oh, I mean, that's not.
So the Rift S is the one headset and the only headset, no matter how much I've played on it, that actually made me sick to my stomach and gave me like motion sickness. No other headset's ever done it, but the Rift S did it. Even though I took Dramamine and would play for like 24-hour Dramamine and play, it didn't matter how much I played, I still got sick on the Rift S after about 20 minutes.
Dang.
Wow.
I don't know why.
What other headsets have you played on?
There it is.
Jeez, you're a robot now.
You know what? Here you go. I'm just gonna keep talking so you guys can feel the pain
No.
of Rift S mic.
I'm pretty sure he's taken the mic and inserted it inside himself.
Yeah, I think he did too. I think he's literally talking from some orifice that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
I switched to a better mic, but it's so bad. And that for VR, VR is a social platform.
Yeah.
You're here to make friends, not to make their ears bleed out. It's
Yeah.
like when it has air, it'll literally flash white lights in your eyes. It's like how to give someone a seizure 101. like what were they thinking with this thing? It's just ugh.
Yeah, it's a miserable headset. I'm not a big fan. Honestly, CV1's probably still the favorite, I think, among the entire community. So.
Yeah, for like PC VR Oculus, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait till the Oculus just has better graphics. That's what I'm waiting for. Or, when the PSVR 2 comes out, if it's as good as what it's going to think, that's probably when I'm probably going to buy PS5 and give that a go. But it just stinks because all the games that are for PlayStation, they don't like mixing Oculus stuff with Sony stuff. And that's what the most irritating thing is. It's like, I want to play all these games with people competitively. I don't think is PlayStation Sony even messing with Population 1 yet?
I doubt they are even gonna get Population 1.
Yeah, because it's owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's what stinks. That's you just literally cut a whole pretty much arm off of the market that you can get.
It's not just an arm. PSVR is it's almost as big as Quest, I think.
Oh yeah, it's definitely got to be the biggest thing. I think in all now, not talking overall general, but I would definitely say PSVR takes the cap for winning, and then you have Oculus now, and then I think PCVR is slowly dimming itself down because a lot of people don't want to buy a $3,000 computer and then also a $3,000 headset.
Yeah, and then we got Windows mixed reality. We don't talk about Windows mixed reality.
Mixed reality.
I didn't know that was still around.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
There's I guess the most high profile is the HP Reverb G2.
Oh yeah. One of my guys still play with that.
Yeah, I've heard it's a decent headset visually, but I've heard the hand tracking's kind of whack.
Yeah, his controller just went out. He's in the process of just transferring over to a Q2, which I think Q2's taking over the world.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm skeptical.
I enjoy mine. It's not bad.
Okay, you got a G2 too?
No, I have a Q2.
Oh, Quest 2. Okay, that's why.
Q2,
okay, I'm not skeptical
Yeah,
anymore.
that's taken over the world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's going to continue going. I think the only thing that's going to kill it is Mark Zuckerberg. I think he's the only one that's going to take it to the ground if anyone, manages to find a way to do it.
Yeah, he could be the one. Yeah.
But luckily, all his stuff is out of it. There was one of the biggest deals in history. Twitter just got bought for $82 billion. You could feed a couple million people with how much he just bought Twitter with. But hey, at least you get a.
He didn't buy Twitter.
It's
Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Who did I say? That's who I said. I thought I said Elon Musk. But no, I didn't.
Elon Musk bought it for 54 billion.
Yeah, 54 billion. Yeah, and
okay.
And so his whole thing is to let people have freedom of speech, but a lot of people don't know is that in order for him he owns one of the biggest tech companies that literally is known for tracking people's information. So he's going to give people freedom of speech, but he's just going to track the shit out of you. So there's going to be some interesting stuff going on there. Maybe he'll make a headset. Make a Twitter headset.
Twitter headset? The Twitter box?
Yeah, the Twitter box. But so that happened today. I was reading all about that, and at the same time, a lot of people don't know this is just to kind of freak you out. You know how a lot of times they bring things up in the media is to kind of subdue you from actual things that are happening in real life. So I don't know anything about CERN or the hydrogen collider that they haven't turned on since the last time they turned it on. It's being turned on tomorrow.
Oh, you lost me.
So a hydrogen collider, they take atoms and they pretty much collide them and they create little mini black holes.
Okay.
And so when anyone talks about like the Mandela effect or anything, a lot of people like bring up the original time when they turned CERN on, like 2011, 2013, around that time.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people literally think that, like theories, that we can't kill ourselves in our universe. So what it does is just kind of merge ourselves in another universe, which create a Mandela effect. But so they haven't turned this thing on for I think 5 years. Well, they've been upgrading it, and so yeah, they're testing it out. I think tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Look out for any black holes near you guys, everyone.
hey, all I know is just put your headset on. So maybe when it all happens, you just get sucked into the metaverse.
True.
There it is, yeah.
But so one thing I did want to go over before you left, just because I want to give you all appreciation what appreciation's due, is talk about your websites. I want to show your YouTube really quick, and then where all the stuff gets streamed at, and everything is going to be in the link in the description here as well. But you're not going to see it on here. I'm just going to be talking about it.
Sure.
But it will be pulled up. And then even give your guys' sponsors a shout out as well, since you've gotten more within the past month. It seems like.
Haptics came on officially, and then Degenerate Decals. We had an issue getting the sponsor to follow through on the request from what was it called? He provided the skins.
Mm-hmm.
So Degenerate Decals came on board, and he's like, "Hey man, I'll fulfill all the stuff this guy promised to, and I'll do all of this too." And we're like, "Hey man, you're great. Let's do it." He's great. He actually does all the. He's the creator of the Degenerate contractor mod maps.
Okay.
All the COD maps. He does all of those, like some of the most popular mod maps, and he's a dope
cool.
guy.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, basically that's what I have pulled up now is all your sponsors. I've gone through all of them. They're all really good companies to have sponsored by for sure. And so I also saw the 9 line. Some of the profits go to to the military, right?
They help out a lot of disabled veterans and
Okay.
stuff. Being a veteran myself, I actually served with the CEO there. He actually flew the Osama bin Laden mission.
Oh wow.
He was the pilot in the Osama bin Laden mission. He was a night stalker down at Fort Campbell when I was stationed at Fort Campbell. So I've known him for a really long time. And great company, man. They're actually producing all of our merch, our jerseys we just ordered.
Sweet.
And our hats, Richardson snapbacks. They're creating all of those and shipping them to me so we can start sending them out as prizes and start selling merch.
Awesome, yeah, because I knew I wanted to bring that one up because that was the one that seemed like, is actually giving back as well. Do any of the other ones kind of give back or anything like that?
I don't know a lot of their. I know PCC does. Phoenix Community Capital. They do a lot of stuff. Like we're actually flying up on May 7th. We're going to Orlando, and we're actually doing like a children's charity cancer black tie event, taking a big check. So. Yeah, it's a good time. So they do. Some of them do. Some of them don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell you each person's mission statement. Off the top of my head.
No, I just knew that one because I think that was one of your all's first one besides G Fuel. I think that one then came G Fuel, I believe. And then Mama was one.
Them and Mammoth.
Yeah,
them and Mammoth. PCC is really great company. A lot of faith in me as a CEO. Across multiple projects, and I mean, really, that's the luck we had when I talked. Like we were really lucky is that PCC came on board, or we would be doing the same thing as every other league was doing, and funding from pockets.
Yep.
And not having monetary cash just sitting in a bank account.
That was definitely the biggest thing that really seemed like got you the kickstart that needed because. Other than that, the only leagues that I know that don't have sponsorships, it's either they're asking people for donations to make their own money cap, which sometimes can be iffy, or, they're just straight up taking their own money. We had some sketchy deals where there's one person that wanted to offer us like 10 grand to do a tournament, and he was a weird dude. We're not going to bring up names or anything, but it didn't go over very well at all. Like, he owed a lot of, like, some people owed money, never got their money, and...
I think from what I remember of that, he gave the money to I don't know. Should I even say their name? I mean, they're a respected member of the Pop One community, but
I don't recommend it. Just
all right, I won't say his name, but he gave the money to someone else, and I believe he ended up giving out the prize to someone. But it wasn't 10,000; it was like
I think it
1,000,
got down to 5,000. I don't think he forked
500
up
or
the full
something.
10 grand. But so
I
yeah,
see.
so I have the website pulled up. If a lot of people don't know, like I said, it's gonna be a link in the description. It's real. Do you guys even call it real, or do you just straight up call it VREL?
VREL, yeah. You can call it whatever you
I
want.
call it for real. I don't know. I just seems really smooth. But...
So did Nutmeg for a long time until I yelled at him.
Oh, yeah, because I tend to just like put things together. But yeah, so they have everything here for their Discord. If like even if you want to try out for their teams, you can even sign up, even ask to be on people's teams here. I don't know if they, yet if you have a process on like maybe showing the actual team's Discords to even be like try it out, or you just want to say, hey, come to our Discord, talking to the tryout area, and go from there.
That is coming. That is coming in the new update, where teams will be able to list their recruitment Discords and that kind of stuff on their team profiles.
Yeah, sweet. So there's that website, and then here's the YouTube thing that I brought up earlier, that they have actual reports, which is if you like seeing like the top plays and you don't really want watch the full cast, or if you do watch full cast, we'll get over to that next. But they break down exactly each match that was casted and put a beautiful show together. Like I think the two people that are doing it now are doing a really great job.
Nutmeg and VTAC.
Yeah.
And VTAC is the league commissioner for contractors. With the help of Proper D, he's the video editor on that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He does all the editing for them after the recording. I mean, they absolutely kill it, man. Like the production value always blows me away because it changes every week. I'll give you an Easter egg. If you watch like some of the later episodes, you'll see the backgrounds behind the desk. That's actually scenes from different VR games.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, nobody knows that. It's a little Easter egg.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely do. That's what I need to work on the most. Is I need to find someone that can make my my ugly podcast look better. But hey,
talk to Property.
Yeah, I might have to yell at him, but I know last time I tried talking, he's super busy, dude.
Yeah. But...
And then lastly, right here is the Twitch channel. They do post everything on Twitter. They have a Twitter, and they also I highly recommend just going to people's Discords. That's everything you could ever imagine. That websites, social medias, and when matches are happening, when leagues are forming, all that fun stuff. But is there anything else you really want to throw together before we kind of wrap this up?
Not me, no.
You got anything, Pickle? You got anything to say, Pickle?
Not much. No, I think I think I'm set.
Yeah, neither do I. I think the only thing we got going on is we have another contractors match. I don't know if you know this, but we played 2 matches. We played your other silo team, the Leftovers. We played them last Friday.
Reheated?
Yeah, the reheated one. Sorry, that was a good match. It was seemed like the players they just like met each other.
Yeah, they're a brand new team. It was a team that got disbanded and reformed.
Yep. And so I think they were still kind of going with that stuff. And I don't know who we play this week, but I know that the maps that we have is maps that I'm definitely have to be the rest of my week playing on.
So when do you actually play the Leftovers? That's the better question.
I know, right?
Or do you?
Didn't we scrim you guys? Didn't we scrim you all before?
I think early when you all were still forming your team, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if not, we should set that up again. I'd love to spank the hell out of TPG.
I mean, we should be playing. I mean, is it how is the league? Is it round robin?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Round robin. Yeah.
Round robin. So.
I don't think we play you all though. Honestly, I
what?
think because there were so many teams that signed up.
There was a lot of teams, surprisingly.
We limited it. Man, there hasn't been that many teams for 3 years playing contractors. It's crazy. I don't think we play you all because we had to set it to a 12-week limit because of the new update for the site. So not every team actually gets to play each team, unfortunately, this first open season.
Yeah, and so like, was it pulled out the draw, or was it whoever did the tournament before they were the most well known, or like was it just
no? The system is a completely self-sustained backend.
Mm-hmm.
You sign up, and that system controls everything. I have zero input other
Oh
than to
wow,
help you change your scores. That's all I can do.
that's
So
really
we
nice.
have no influence on anything. The only person that can change stuff is Infish, and that means he would have to go and dig around in the code. And
Yeah.
99% of the time, he's just gonna it would just break, you know. But yeah, we have no influence over that in any way, shape, or form, and I really enjoy that we don't.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super nice for running a tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we played Tempo this week, and you
Be a
all,
good game.
what it showed, was that it? Yeah, so those matches should already happen. Oh, does Outcast play twice? Season 1, Round 4? Oh, those. So I guess you all are getting ready to play Outcast?
Yeah, Thursday night, I believe, at like 8 p.m. Eastern or 8:30 Eastern.
I'm very interested in that one. So the Outcast used to be part of Havoc before it got disbanded
cool.
in the tournament. And so a lot of them, we were trying to make a team with them, and it kind of was like, and it kind of just never went through, I think. And that was before.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was before like TBG and I. We weren't really we were trying to make like a silo team contract, but we were trying to bring on bigger and better people to be our main A team, and then it ended up being like that just didn't work out at all, just with people's vibes.
Yeah.
And now our A team's actually doing pretty solid. I think we could give people a good run for their money now. So
Good deal. Yeah, it doesn't look like we play at all, but we might end up playing in the playoffs.
yeah, that's very true. And if anything, I'd love to do any type of scrim with you all.
Yeah, just hit up Districtory or VTAC. They are the team captains, so we can definitely make it happen. Though we're always down to scrims.
Yeah, and so I know that this is Tori. I told him since he didn't make this one that maybe down the road we might bring him back on.
Please.
Talk to him. Really dive into anything he wants to talk about, and even remind me, when your game can actually be talked about more. Maybe we'll make a whole episode just around your actual game that's going to come out.
Yeah. We'll do something right around alpha release.
Yeah, for sure. And other than that, thanks for coming on. Pickle Ostrich, you like you said, you got nothing at all.
Not much really, no.
So
I think the game's gonna be cool though, from what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm excited to see what you guys do with that for sure.
It'll be good. Be a good time, I promise.
But like I told everyone, links in description. DAMAGEX, good luck for in VREL the game. Your contractors week, and Pickle. I'll see you next Monday, and everyone else.
Yep.
I'll see you next Monday. We already know our guest. We already know it.
Yeah.
Who is it?
That's gonna be the Arena Rivals people. I'm not sure who all we got, but we'll
Sweet.
talk to them.
Talk to
It'll
them.
be fun.
Next Monday at 8 p.m. Nope. That's my time. 9 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
I talk backwards in my head. All right. Later, everyone.